Greetings, Pirate Council. May our tall tales please you. When last we left our heroes beneath the ruined waves of Rest, amidst shattered coral and suffocating dark, the battle raged on. We have here a report to the Bishop of the Coral Synod by Tal Zira. Subject: Operation Tidesunder. Cleansing of Restian ruins. Contact with Asset 017. Filed by Tidesunder, Talzira, blood-marked of the third depth. Divine Authority, Bishop Elixora, Sifrin Synod. Initial approach saw us descending on the corrupted ruins of Rest's lower sanctum. A black corruption pulses from the drowned reliquary beneath, centering on the creature Rejorax, a black dragon of prodigious size whose presence confirmed reports of draconic desecration. The decay in the water, the red crystal bloom, the warped necrotic resonance. It all stinks of a profaned pact. But the worst was yet to come. Contact has been made with Asset 017, Ahwitzol of the Deep Scar. He lives, still bears the right, still wields the blade marked with ruined sigils, but he fights against us, alongside surface pirates no less. He called for aid through the channel, perhaps instinct, perhaps desperation. I answered because he was once my friend. He has forgotten the bishop's voice. The battle below is chaos. The black dragon carved through their vessel, acid and rage, razor fiends summoned by clerics, amphibious horrors malformed, no doubt corrupted by the same deep pact that swallowed Rest whole. And yet, they fought with a kind of fury I had not expected. The light-forged one, near dead but unbroken, the half-pirate trickster, a parrot bleeding from barbed nets but unrelenting, the arcanist, identity unknown, turned himself into a whale. I repeat, a whale. Surface folk are strange. I watched Ahwitzol strike the dragon, his blade drinking deep, blood hissing in the water like old prayers. The right has not faded from him. I wish I could say the same of his loyalty. And then came the other one. They have called upon the Ghost Lord, summoned it, using some kind of talisman. The sea cracked. A ghostly galleon tore through the sediment, chains of soul steel bursting forth and wrapping the dragon like judgment incarnate. The Ghost Lord spoke, claimed a debt. He is not here as an ally. He is here as a reckoning. The battle isn't over, but the board has changed. Orders requested. Confirm status of Asset 017, retrieval or termination. He still bears the right. Confirm if pack-bound undead aid is acceptable in cleansing operation. Determine priority. Purge Rest and recover relics or pursue alliance with pirate forces. For the deep remembers, and the deep will judge us all. Tidesunder Zahira, blood-marked and wave-bound.
That was
Really cool.
Yeah.
yeah.
So, after all that, who wants to give us a recap that the characters do remember?
We're
Like,
totally
you mean
winning.
we didn't hear that?
Yeah. Yeah, we're totally winning. The end. Pay no attention. Pay no attention to our hit points or the fact that Paulie's under a net. We're totally winning.
Paulie's gonna die soon.
No, you're not.
Oh,
You're
God.
fine. Did you do your
You'll
little
live
level up?
forever.
I did level up. Actually, I probably should take off my hit points so that way I actually stay at the same hit points. That wouldn't be fair. Because I was 10 hit points, so I'm just gonna remove 5. Back to 10. I'm nothing but fair.
We like that.
Until I forget that I'm cheating because I didn't realize a mechanic.
Yeah. Or a magic item that you've stored up your cloaca this whole time.
That's it. There's a lot of things up there, okay?
Well, Karu, I think we've heard Tidesunder's battle report. Why don't we get Karu's battle report? What's been happening from Karu's point of view?
Okay, Karu's feeling pretty rough at the moment. He's all hulked out and kind of struggling to determine friend from foe. Like where the fuck did that sperm whale come from? Is that a friend? I don't know. They might attack it next round. But he's glad that Yama is up. Yama was on death's door, but has arisen again and is fighting, and apparently found a little trinket and has called the Lich to our aid. I don't know if Karu actually really knows that. I think Karu has just seen the ghost ship appear and just gone like, oh my god, another thing to deal with. What is this guy's problem? Why is he here? So yeah, Karu actually doesn't. Yeah, Karu's kind of trying to come up with an escape plan right now. He's looking at this situation and thinking like, we're all gonna die down here if we don't get out of here. So he's, could be better. Trying to be positive, but it's kind of hard to be positive right now.
It's it is certainly a sticky situation. The galleon that emerged from the sea floor, its hull etched in ancient runes, sails tattered, glowing with ghastly light. At its helm, the Ghost Lord, the Lich who you faced in his own lair of all places.
Yeah, definitely wicked smart.
Yeah, definitely wicked smart. He's risen essentially in answer to Yama's call. The Ghost Lord has arrived, bound by phylactery, undead, and mighty. He whispered doom into the currents. Thy debt is called, I claim mine due. And his chains from his ship ensnared the dragon's wings underwater, and now trapped between deathless fury and draconic rage, with fiends at your back and secrets buried in the hoard, the question remains: can you survive this deepening storm, or will the sea claim you all? And so we begin. We were in the middle of combat, but with everything sort of gone crazy in this brief moment, I'd like to slide us into skills challenge for a moment, as there may be some things that we want to do that are a little bit more narratively descriptive than just purely mechanical. So let me put us into sort of secondary combat here. And I'm just gonna roll initiative for all of you to get a line on this. Karu, you're looking around, sort of enraged somewhat in your monstrous form. This Lich has arrived who, without warning, Yama gave no warning that he was summoning this being. Last time you saw him, last time you saw the Ghost Lord, he was kind of standing over the corpse of your friend Yama. Just before you, I believe, either dimension doored his body away. Yeah. Now he has returned, seemingly for vengeance, though his ship seems to be restraining the dragon. You've got a sperm whale at your side, which is actually Killian, and Paulie is sort of nestled into some gems encrusted, some red growing gems in a net. What do you like to do, and kind of what is your overall goal? You mentioned you want to get away. Are you trying to create distance? Are you, diving into the fight further? What would you want to do in this at this juncture?
So has the Lich, like you said, the Lich has like put chains on the dragon?
That's right. So shooting out of the ghostly ship, chains came out and wrapped around the dragon.
I think like if Karu sees that, I think he immediately gets confused because he's like, "Wait, the lich isn't working with the dragon." Like I think that like he's like clocked that as like an unusual move. He was only thinking of an escape plan just because things were getting dire, so it wasn't necessarily that he was looking to get away, but he was kind of like trying to assess like if we get to that point, can I get like say people like Yama who are slow moving, can I get him out like quicker than he can get himself out? I think sorry for not having the greatest first plan, but I
That's
think
all right.
Karu.
We could say the overall greater plan could be to create some space and somewhat reset, and get bearing on the situation. Though obviously you have some companions who are strained, or giant whales, or Yama seems to be maybe not quite himself as well. Like he's kind of looking around coldly. So there's a lot going on, and we'll say that this overall skills challenge is perhaps to make a little bit of space, see how things play out, gauge the scene a bit, but there are still other threats like the Razor Fiends and the Worm Lord and things like that. So this skills challenge is not necessarily to do damage and to kill and just take advantage of. You're not going to kill the dragon during the skills challenge, right? But if you do say part of it is attacking the dragon to get away, that's fine. That can be the skill, but just know that you're not getting a coup de grace here during the skills challenge.
Yeah, no, cool. I think I actually would like to get Paulie out from under that net. I think Karu will see that the lich isn't attacking us directly. He can see that Killian's a giant sperm whale, so that's going to be a very obvious distraction point. So I think he's maybe going, okay. So I think he's going to assess the situation. He sees Yama and he's not sure what's going on, but he's like, oh, but it's Yama. Like Yama will take care of himself. But I think he'll like look around to find Paulie. And can I see Paulie where he is at the moment?
Sure, unless you want it to be a perception check to kind of seek him out.
Paulie does his best Ralph Wiggum impersonation. He goes, "I'm in danger."
Well then I think I think I'd want to get Paulie
Gotcha.
to like regroup the group a bit and get the baby maybe to a bit more of a safer spot. So could I, and like he's like up sort of on top of this like thing, could I maybe argue that Karu does a big sort of like whirling flourish, like his tentacles go out like the octopus and do that like big sort of like, and does like an acrobatics kind of move to get to Paulie quicker than say his movement speed would allow?
Yeah, absolutely. So distance is kind of nebulous, I guess, in the skills challenge. You have to perhaps navigate through like the chains themselves. You're obviously riding close, fighting the dragon, so you have to dodge out of the way of these chains and weave your way to get over to where Paulie is and different.
And also, there's like those dudes are around him, so I feel like it's like a real like I'm just kind of like swooping in to grab him. I got a 24.
24, absolutely, that'll be a success.
All right, I got the baby.
Cool. So, describe that to me. Do you swoop in? How do you swoop in through the currents? And also, do you just pick him up in the entire net, or are you sort of busting him out, or what's the?
Yeah, so I imagine, like Kara's sort of doing the way that octopuses like swim is they sort of like undulate their tentacles sometimes. So I feel like that's what he's done. And it's an effort to one, be fast, but also to kind of like throw off the evil guys that are around Paulie. So they're like, well, what the fuck is that thing coming towards us? And then as he gets closer to Paulie, with one tentacle, he's going to sweep the net off. Like he's just going to, and then with the other tentacle, he's going to pick up Paulie.
Yep, excellent. You swoop in, you pick up Paulie, and net and all kind of thing. And sort of get him away from these razor fiends that were closing in on his position. Armor.
Okay, for one, I just want to say that it's not fair that you've rolled the highest initiative for me that Yama has ever rolled in the history of Yama. I'm sorry, but I only get 1 to 3 for initiative. Um, Yama is already on the other side of the dragon from the Ghost Lord, and he's just kind of using his Arcana skill. He's just tugged on the soul in this phylactery, summoning the Ghost Lord. So he's kind of, seen this ship come like through the wall or up and from the floor, basically just like coming through transparently. And then, these chains come out, and he's like, "Oh shit, I did it!" And he is going to, with this bobblehead hula girl, whatever he's got in his hand, that is the phylactery. He's basically, like I want to, with my stance or words, I do have this bubble head on, so I don't know how clear I'll be, but threaten the Lich almost with its destruction to kind of like encourage him to be focusing his attacks on the dragon. Like I'm trying to kind of like threaten and intimidate him because I have a piece of his soul. And I'm just gonna be like, "You will never get this while that dragon lives. So help me. Like I will destroy this." And I'm thinking intimidation.
Yeah, sure. I love it.
Ooh la la, you'll never get this.
Wow, we
Yeah,
were.
also, while we
Help yourself.
No, I appreciate you. I'm while we wait for my dice to roll. Oh, my computer's having a conniption. There we go. That is a natural 11 plus 8 is a 19.
Excellent. We love a 19. A 19 is a success. And that was in station. So there's kind of a mental and spiritual clash, a bit of a tug of war between your kind of free will and magical compulsion, and plus holding this this thing, and yeah, you speak back, kind of rejecting the Ghost Lord's authority, and say, as you said, whilst this dragon lives, your soul, you won't get your soul back, or you won't get your phylactery back. And as the spectral chains kind of crack and coil through the Blackwater abyss that you guys are in, the Ghost Lord begins descending from his haunted galleon, his eyeless sockets burning with sickly green fire. His voice echoes not through the water, but inside each of your skulls, a serrated whisper that tastes of grave dirt and moonless tides. The geese must be paid, Oathbreaker. Return what was stolen. But like as he's saying that, he's like, it brings up his hand and kind of twists it, and the chains pull tighter, and you can see them like digging into the scales of the dragon. In your hand, the phylactery pulses like a second heartbeat. The geese awakens, curling like a serpent through your thoughts. You can somewhat feel your muscles twitch to move, your hand drifting unbidden out to the Ghost Lord. But you are able to, for now, resist. The Ghost Lord is no savior, and this battlefield is no place for surrender. Next up, Killian the Sperm Whale.
I'm just a dumbass whale. I got no idea what's going on. I'm gonna spin around. I'm gonna attack this lizard folk render right behind me. I'm gonna bite him.
So what skills are you using, do you think?
I just want to attack, so could I go for strength? Because it's
Yeah.
I don't
Like a
have
strength
skills.
athletics, kind of whirling around, just beating away anything that's nearby of enemies.
It's essentially what I'm trying to do is I just want to use bite, but I can use it as a skills check with strength. because then he needs to come back at me with a dexterity saving throw, or I swallow him because he's small enough to get eaten.
Well, give me the athletics check because we are in a skills challenge, not a combat challenge now.
Yeah. I can't roll athletics, but I can roll flat strength because it's like a.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah, because you don't have proficiency. You don't have proficiency as Killian, do you? I guess your skills wouldn't transfer over anyway. That's fine.
No, skills don't transfer over. That's only a 12.
12. Let me see. I think for this in particular, as you said, you're doing a bite. You're thrashing around. You easily grab that lizard folk and just like swallow him whole. Sperm whales, I think, they're not man eaters like killer whales, are they? But you definitely like hold him in your body, like sort of suffocating him. As you do though, unfortunately, some of the razor fiends are starting to swoop in and claw at you and gnaw at you. Seeing this big hunk of meat that you are, and you've taken care of this lizard folk, but you're starting to be swarmed by these kind of dragonling creatures.
Yeah, as written, it goes. If the target is larger or smaller, it must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or be swallowed by the whale. Swallowed creature has total cover, so he can't be attacked by anyone else. That's good. And other effects outside of the whale, but he takes 1d6 acid damage each time moving forward, unless he can get out of my mouth.
No,
Which
yeah, I
he
think
has to do 30 damage in a turn, and I have to fail a check.
Yeah, well, I'm not doing damage. I'm not doing checks necessarily but he is like out. So narratively, you've swallowed one of these lizard folk, and you hear it sort of slide, get sucked into your gullet, Finding Nemo style. And you just hear the lizard be like, "My lord, Rejorax, save me!"
And I'll just keep thrashing about, like slam my tail into the ground.
Mm-hmm. Love it.
Just trying to pull attention from everything.
Holy.
I was thinking on this.
That's dangerous.
I know, right? Obviously, this is new Paulie. Could Paulie 2.0 remember things from Paulie's life at all?
Interesting. Maybe this incarnation of him can. It's always a little bit different every time. It's kind of like the Doctor.
Yeah, because I kind of want him to talk to this Ghost Lord and mention Kingston Rage and Rolls Ethel. Maybe he knows this other ghost, ghost pirate captain from way back in the day.
Maybe Paulie's also been putting together some of, being the only one that could read the captain's journal and the chicken scratch, pardon the pun, that Paulie 1.0 left behind.
Yeah.
So it gives you some insights. I guess we'll see by the roll whether you gleaned enough of that and remember enough.
Well, I was thinking persuasion to kind of go to talk to him about it. That's why. It's not like my persuasion isn't anywhere near as good as it was. But yeah. Because I can't think of anything else that would be like remembering that.
Sure. Yeah.
All right, let's try. Hey, 23.
23.
Huge.
All right. So what is it you say in particular to
Like maybe like a little light bulb, just goes off in little Paulie's head, and he goes, "Hey, I remember a ghost pirate. Do you know Kingston Rage and Rolls?"
Kingston. He was a swabby on my ship aeons ago now.
Well, he's friends. I'm friends with him. He's a good fella. You know that ship above us right there? He gave that to us.
The Ghost Lord kind of looks up, and you can see him obviously looking through the murk he can obviously see a lot further than perhaps you can in this sort of sunken, dark place. And a flicker of recognition passes over the green flame eyes in his skull. And he says, I remember he was good with a mop and bucket.
He was really good. I remember that too. Very, very good. He actually taught a lot of the old crew how to swab a deck because maybe not me, I don't know. But anyway, he was very good.
You are a funny bird. You could be spared.
Yay! I don't get to die today.
Excellent. So the Ghost Lord continues his clash with the Black Dragon. The abyss that you'll find yourselves in is torn by spectral flame, boiling acid. From the deck of his ghostly warship, the Ghost Lord floats forward like a wraith. His robes, his sort of admiral cloak, shifting like kelp in a silent current, reaching to the ocean floor as he descends, and he draws forth a scythe of salt-hardened coral and soul steel, its edge thrumming with the weight of death. The Black Dragon, Rejorax, writhing in fury, coils back, acid fuming from his nostrils as he starts trying to bat away some of the chains, and then he lunges and charges at the Ghost Lord. The two titans begin meeting in a maelstrom of magic and claw. The dragon's acid breath begins scorching through the water, melting coral and sea stone, and the Ghost Lord retaliates. It's sort of a clash of titans as a whir of this scythe and the claws of the dragon seem to be going at it. Next round. Back up to Karu.
Yeah, I would like to. So the sort of like four dudes that the Razor guys that grabbed Paulie originally. I think Karu would like to sort of use this sort of spectacle of the Ghost Lord and the dragon facing off to stealthily take out some of these like extra guys.
Mm-hmm.
So I basically want to just I would like to use stealth to just essentially assassinate them or just take them out as they're too busy looking at the spectacle.
The Razor Fiends that are kind of like harassing Killian, or the ones
these
that
ones that are down here. I feel like they're coming in, and I'd like to see like they sort of got Paulie, and then like Karu's like swooped in, and then there's like an opportunity where the Ghost Lord is starting to do his thing that they maybe like look, and Karu's going to try and use that to sort of get behind them.
Absolutely. And
Stab them.
while you're rolling that, I will say, Dylan, I realize I've kind of left you in the lurch here because you're a character with no skills currently as the sperm whale. So as a nod to that, if you want to shift back into your Arcanist form for this skills challenge, I'll let you obviously shift back into your sperm whale form without the cost of a spell slot, because I don't want you to miss out because you've got a character with no skills currently. So you can kind of do a short-term untransformation without penalty. I just don't want to leave you in the lurch. Also, because I just looked at the stats of the sperm whale, you only really have strength. There's no there's no other skills, so I don't want to fuck you over. Sorry, dude.
Yeah, no, I'll do that. I'll transfer back. The lizard folk just gets spat back out.
Or maybe he's still in there, right? He's just like shrunken down for now. He's in a sort of quantum state.
I'll take that.
That's fine. So yeah, I just wanted to get that out there so you can think about Killian's actual skills. Haru, how'd you do?
I got a 24 again.
4 is good. I get 24. Haru, stealth. So you start with the baby Paulie in hand, in the little cage. You start weaving in and out of the ruidium coral and sort of stalking your prey, these razor fiends. You're able to lunge up and kind of slice one, and as you go for another one, it sees you at the last moment. Its maw kind of starts to open wide, only to be sliced cleanly as an elf rides a current past it. The sea elves have arrived.
Sick.
Oh no.
That's fine.
Not
Don't
if
worry
I
about it.
transform back.
Hey, I'm in trouble already, and I can't disguise myself. They already know I'm here.
Yeah, they straight up just want to kill me.
They might want to do that to me.
Alright, I gotta chain lightning everybody.
I essentially like, what is it? When you run away from the military, that thing.
We've gone AWOL.
Deserter.
Yeah, I essentially deserted. So they're not happy with me.
Oh, they all got stuck on a wall.
Nah.
That's fine. They can come next turn.
Yeah. I was moving them on the map so you kind of get a good feel of where they all are.
Oh, God damn! I just saw a shark. I just zoomed out and saw the shark.
I can
this-
eat him. It's
I
okay.
want to see shark.
Yeah, there's a shark, and there's also Wormlord Noctar. If you remember, he's the one that kind of blew the whistle and is one of the generals of the Red Hand of Doom. Yama, back to you.
Yama is, while the Ghost Lord is preoccupied with this dragon, he's going to mentally reach within himself, and while struggling with this geas, he's going to attempt using his paladin powers to kind of like free himself from it.
Mhm.
You cool with that, Dan? To like give it a go to kind of like break this geas that's holding him.
Absolutely, yeah.
I
Sort of
don't-
overcoming your willpower, or at least, if not fully breaking it, then certainly, like pushing it down, pushing it back. For now, absolutely, I love that.
Yeah. I'm thinking religion or arcana, which I both have +0 in. So do you guys mind if I use a party inspiration for this role?
Fucking absolutely.
Okay, sweet.
As in,
I'm gonna roll.
I mind absolutely.
Oh, okay. No, that's really fair. I'll
Do
I'm gonna use it anyway.
Do remember as well, you can get
Fuck you,
creative
Jim.
if you you could argue that because you're drawing on your paladin, your force of will, that is, it could be a charisma based arcana check, just like you could do a wisdom based or something else, right? Wisdom based
I would
religion or
love
something
it.
like that.
If you'd allow that, then a charisma-based religion check
Mm-hmm.
gives me a 17.
17. Ooh, that is not enough, I'm afraid.
Oh shit!
Religion. Was that with the advantage?
Yeah.
Oof.
Oh
So
shit!
what does that look like as you try and dig deep but ultimately fail?
I think it's actually like maybe he gets a little bit like sucked into the wealth of power that is the Ghost Lord. Maybe as he was already like struggling with it previously. There's like a lot of like power dynamics here, even in this like chasm, and he was on death's door. He's had this feeling before. I think this is like extremely tempting to him to kind of like reach into this well to be able to overcome these odds that they're facing. So I think maybe he, paladin style slips a little bit towards the darkness, and a little bit in the favor of the Ghost Lord. I'm not sure what shape that takes, but I think mentally that's kind of where he is.
Excellent. That was the last party inspiration point.
No shit.
We're dead.
So you failed, but not by much. But yeah, you feel that compulsion begin to take over you, and you kind of call upon that kind of inner faith. It's not to a particular deity, but kind of to your inner your willpower. As you said, the power that is kind of flowing, you can feel the power of this ghost lord is immense, and perhaps cuts into something that long buried in yourself. That kind of that warlord,
nature.
Unfortunately, you are not the immovable mountain now, and you are moved by that power. So I think you start moving closer to the ghost lord. It's definitely not like you hand over the thing straight away, and obviously it was a close run thing. But you are moving, and he's caught in the middle of a battle now anyway. But you are kind of moving stiltedly over along the bottom of this, along the sea floor, getting closer, almost as if in a trance. Killian.
I think at Killian, because I'd like to think like as time's been moving with the last couple of things, Killian's like slowly turned back into himself, and he's seeing Yama struggle, and he's like, how can I do anything about this? So I want to use Arcana to sort of push my power out. So like Killian like floats up a little bit, and there's like bubbles coming off him because he's like core temperature's rising and he's steaming the water off him, so there's like a layer of steam between him and the ocean. And he wants to sort of put his power out into the room to sort of snap Yama out of it, to be like try to seem more powerful in the moment and more scary than the Ghost Lord.
Sure, I love that.
So Arcana 14. I have a +9.
What the fuck?
Oh my god, that's not...
Glad I let you get out of your fish form, but maybe I think perhaps because as you transform back to sort of get in touch with this power, your focus is not complete. Your concentration isn't as good as it normally is. You have another threat over here. You can see these sea elves have arrived. And so part of your power as you're switching back perhaps is you're hiding your true form. You're making sure you don't shift back into that true form. I know you disguised yourself up on the surface, but maintaining that kind of concentration among these members of the church means it's, that power kind of slips a little as you try and put a protection around Yama, and the Ghost Lord's power ends up pushing you away. You are kind of dwarfed in the power of the Leviathan of this Lich.
And I'm definitely still concentrating on trying to keep that lizard folk.
Yeah. You've got an upset tummy.
In my astral stomach.
You're getting the bubbly guts.
It happens.
It happens. Paulie.
Okie dokie. Well, Paulie is thinking of hiding like a little bitch. I'm thinking of like everything's a bit dangerous. Maybe Kara's like, get down. So like there's like some of these things that are trying to attack us, these bloody razor fiends. And yeah, Paulie's gonna just try and get all sneaky, and then hide inside of Kara's tentacles.
Yep. Just get out of the way, and maybe occasionally, just dart out with a dagger.
Yep.
The old peekaboo. The old peekaboo trick.
13?
13's not very good, I'm afraid.
No, that's okay. I mean, look, maybe instead of a dagger, he comes out with like a dildo that Karu's got hidden in his tentacles. Didn't know it was there.
I don't carry those on me. Come on.
Maybe you forgot one.
I maybe forgot one. So
obviously you forgot one, I should say.
Yeah. Up on the deck, Diana just starts giggling for some reason.
Yeah. Excellent. So we go back to the battle between the Ghost Lord and Rejorax, the Black Dragon. The necrotic chains attempting to anchor the dragon in place, racking its body with phantom pain. Thunder sort of ripples underwater, booms of currents kind of knock each of you about as the dragon's wing beats sort of shatter the silence of the deep. And you can see sea elves whipping around Karu and Paulie, slicing up razor fiends. A lightning net bursts in bloom, binding a dragon spawn in coils of pure mana. And the Ghost Lord's voice cuts through the darkness as him and the Black Dragon, you feel the pressure wave knocking you about of every hit of Talon on Scythe, on Claw on Chain. And then a booming voice of the Ghost Lord. I buried this city. You only squatted in its grave. And the scythe comes down and slices into the heart of the Black Dragon, ripping him open. And underwater, the guts of the dragon begin to spill out into the depths. The Lich, the Ghost Lord, takes a moment, and you can see as the dragon is sort of clutching at its ruined body, you can see it sort of losing strength. It puts up a bit of a fight, but you can see that the tide is turning in this battle. The dragon will lose.
All right. Well, we succeeded.
Back to the top of the round.
We killed the dragon.
This is going to be the final round of the skill check. So where do you want to be? What do you want to have done?
What do I want to do? I don't want to be near these elves. I'm trying to. Sorry. Okay. So the dragon looks like he's pretty much done. Don't know what's going to happen with the Lich after the fact. Because Karu still hasn't clocked that Yama was the reason why the Lich has appeared. Could I argue for an investigation check? To essentially suss out the most effective way to get us all out of this situation if the Lich suddenly decides that we're now its target. Because Karu doesn't know that Yama summoned him.
Sure.
Yeah, so like I'm kind of looking at like an investigation of like maybe there's a section of this sort of like shattered red rock that will allow us to kind of evade the remaining kind of forces that are down here.
Mm-hmm.
But will also allow Karu to like maybe get to Yama. He's not so much worried about Killian because Killian like has so many abilities to like get away, but he knows that Yama can be quite slow underwater. So
you're looking for angles. You're looking for
angles. Yeah. Angles with the idea of like he thinks the Lich might turn on us, so he wants to try and find a way to get us like clear of the Lich, essentially. So I'm gonna do an investigation. Yeah, just a normal one. Oh no, I got a 12.
Describe to me the lack of good plans that Karu sees. What perhaps bad plans does Karu see? What angle? Yeah. What does Karu do? Yeah, how does it fail?
I think Karu is sort of trying to find like a break in the red rock that means that they could sneak, like they could like sort of use what's on the sea floor to essentially like block everything else that's sort of in the way, and he's kind of realizing that he's standing or he's swimming in the entrance of this sort of section, and so that's probably the best way. But also there's a bunch of things behind him and a bunch of things in front of him, so he very quickly is like, oh, I think we just got to swim directly up, but that's like the stupidest plan ever because we're so vulnerable. So yeah, what gets in the way is that he actually can't find what he's after. He had a specific thing he wanted and that never existed. So he was looking for something that was never there.
Yeah, you look around and like the place around you is just collapsed ruins, right? Toppled ruins of a palace, you know, kelp around. Yes, it's open towards the sky, but it's kind of murky. But as you know, or perhaps you've been trained, a lot of ways that prey is taken is from below. So swimming straight up would be, you know, that's a bad idea potentially. You look around and you do see that there are some areas of this place underwater that still have like magical protection. You know, you can get out of the water, so that's not necessarily a great thing to avoid a glitch or anything really. It's just, you know, there's air, and of course, being around these sea elves, in particular the other blood hunters, is, you know, perhaps feels like the water's closing in. The depths do drown us all.
Oh no.
Karu with okay. Yama. You felt Killian sort of try and protect you with the magic. It sort of maybe brought you to your senses momentarily, but you know didn't kind of break the hold. But you know there may still be that kind of, you're not fully charmed or anything like that, right? Like you still have the will to act, but it just seems like part of you wants to go to that ghost lord. Though you can see Kara's clearly looking for escape paths. Killian's trying to use his magic to kind of snap you back into reality. What do you do?
The Yama sees Haru looking for a way out. There's not too many enemies remaining. He sees the sea elves on the horizon, and I guess he does know that half his party are kind of wanted by the sea elves. That's not ideal, but he does know that we called them, right? He's aware of the letter that Karu sent.
Probably, yeah.
I imagine he's gonna assume that, you know, the devil, you know, just like he thought with this lich. He's just continuously trading up bad guy to bad guy. I am going to also map out my quickest escape route, I think. As Karu said, Yama is low, and Katie was very generous to say that that's only underwater, but he's low everywhere. So, you know what? I actually this is really late, but we're in a dragon's horde. The dragon is now dead. Yama's feeling the pressure of this ghost lord, and I think he's actually going to spend his turn looking for treasure beneath him.
Wow.
Yeah, he's
So
going
proud
to
of
start.
you.
Thank you. He's going to start moving across the chasm floor towards Karu, but I'm going to spend my turn doing a perception check and looking for something really sweet that might just save us here in this moment. A Hail Mary. I hope you have a list of treasure ready. Or maybe not, because that is a... What's my perception? That's a 16. God damn it.
No.
A 16?
Mm-hmm.
Well, a hoard isn't just a pile of gold. It's obviously a glimpse into a dragon's mind, its power, even the dark legacy of this drowned civilization. Buried in this sort of sunken vault, what was once perhaps a dome, this coral-choked stone. Rejorax's hoard is tainted with decay, salt, and perhaps the occasional strange glimmer of forgotten magic. You cast your eyes around looking for something. I'm going to say you failed the check. So I'm going to get you to roll a 2d20. And I'm going to choose something. I'll choose sort of the worst of the two that gets on.
There, I've got a 9 and an 8.
And an 8. It's not bad. Okay. You actually, I'll let you choose here based on my description. You see, one thing that kind of stands out is it appears to be some kind of like corroded scroll tube. The other, a kind of a lead vial, but it seems to have the same kind of like corrupted crystals growing out of the like around the lead.
Oh, curious. I think I'm gonna take that curious lead with the crystals.
Mm-hmm. All right, you grab it, and you now have a potion of some kind. You obviously don't know what it is.
Okay.
Excellent. Killian.
Cool. Thank you.
Alright, Killian's still just trying to protect Yama. So he's going to dart over, and I want to use religion. But as he's darting over, he's going to pull the shard blade out, and he's going to activate it, because then it puts out a 15-foot radius of radiant light. And he figures that will sort of deter the lich from coming nearby because it's radiant.
Love that.
And I want to use religion because being radiant energy, I feel like it might snap Yama back into that side of the Yama that we know and love, and not the angry Yama that's going to murder everybody. Because that's my job.
And who's totally about to chug this potion that he doesn't know what it is.
I'm also hoping that the really, really bright light tricks Yama away from drinking the potion.
Do you say anything specific to Yama? Because you, from memory, you transform, so you can breathe underwater. You had used your alchemy stone to transmute yourself, or transmuter stone. So you can speak underwater, I believe. What do you say in particular? And then also...
as I dart over, I'm still like steaming and stuff because I feel like it's immediately after trying to radiate all of my power out into the room. And I'll just as I'm darting over, really, really quickly. This is the fastest you've probably ever seen Killian move, because usually he's just walking around and throwing fireballs, and he doesn't really care all that much. He can hit things from far away. But he doesn't want to try and throw a longsword because he might fuck it up and just hit Yama with the longsword. So he's like, I'll be smart about this. Darts over, and you hear him yell, Yama, remember your oath. And then activates the blade and throws it into the ground between, as close to Yama as possible, but between Yama and the lich, essentially.
I love that. I'm going to give you advantage because of using the blade in a really clever way.
Come on. 23.
Number. Woohoo!
Love that. So Yama, in front of you, as you're kind of halteringly kind of walking towards the Ghost Lord, the shard blade sinks itself into the horde in front of you, and it lights up with radiant light. And you hear Killian's words. What's your reaction?
Yeah, Yama is absolutely shocked. He absolutely, like, you're so right, Dill. Yama totally resonates with the golden light. Like, this is the light that he is normally, like, shedding over his friends to protect them. So I think that feels really, like, nice and warm for him to like know that he's not alone here. I feel like he has absolutely been shouldering a lot of the burden, knowing that this is like his family, his fault, maybe something he could have prevented. So this is really nice.
I also like to think that Killian's definitely clued on to what's happening here with a passive investigation of 24. Like, I'm just sitting here watching everything unfold.
Yeah, you can see that he's definitely got the phylactery. He's under some kind of spell. Like, this isn't the Yama you know. The Yama you know would probably have destroyed it by now, right? And
he wouldn't be digging for treasure while there's danger all around us.
Yeah, he's like, why is Yama being meat? Like, what the hell's happening here?
Absolutely. And yeah, so Yama, you snap out of it, and with Killian's help, you kind of draw yourself back away from this scene somewhat, and kind of create a bit of space. And I think, like, as you kind of regain that part of yourself, like the light within you radiates out a little bit more as well. Your aura kind of reestablishes itself, and you do remember your oath. I don't know if we've heard you say it out loud, or it's been so long since we've discussed what your oath is. And I don't want Yama to recite it for us now, but Kate, do you want to give us a bit of an insight into Yama's oath, and in particular the kind of tenets he lives by that power him and his sword in particular?
Yeah, 100%. Yama is a paladin of the Oath of Redemption. So as you can imagine, in his mind, everyone can be redeemed and should be giving that opportunity to redeem and help themselves. So I feel like in this moment, with that radiant light, like, Killian has kind of given Yama that opportunity himself, and exactly, like, reminded him of his oath. So, yeah.
Excellent.
Killian
nice.
is also very confused about his reaction to this, because Killian does not care about oaths. He just cares about treasure and blowing shit up. And he's like, where did that come from? Like, his little devil heart has grown a size, I think.
Yeah, but still whale sized.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, true. Yeah, he's feeling so much more.
It hurts.
He's like, why does my chest hurt? Oh, these are feelings.
Excellent. Paulie, why don't you bring it home for us?
Okay. Well, what I was thinking, I mean, seeing as like we have this whole situation happening, I think maybe I'll give a little cheeky performance for Yama to go like, yeah, Yama, you didn't steal the thing. You did the right thing. Good job. And then I'm gonna do a little dance while everything else is bad happening.
Like a caged
I'm
bird doing his little hop dance.
Yep, that's not nice. 16.
16 is good, but not great.
Yeah, that's fair.
What does the dance look like?
I miss reliable
Paulie?
talent.
Yeah.
I think it's just, I mean, like, if it's not great, then, maybe he falls over a little bit, maybe it's like Homer's, like, dancing away my hunger pain, because I mean, I'm in a cage, right? So dancing away my hunger pain. It's like a little shuffle.
Yeah. And I think, it's at that, Karu, you're trying to, like, contain him while, you're fighting the Razor Fiends. You're looking for escapes. And Paulie's kind of dancing around, drawing attention to the both of you. And the Blood Hunters have kind of finished off the rest of the Razor Fiends around you. And are now not encircling you, but sort of, like, closing off your general escape. to confront you. They have weapons drawn because they were just in combat, but they're not raised to fight you. They are, but it is that still like threatening of, hey, there's a bunch of dudes here blocking my pass. Excellent, love that.
Sorry, I wasn't much help, guys.
So the abyss. Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say we all rolled bad. It's fine.
Hey, speak for yourself. I got a 23 in the end.
Yeah, in the end.
I finally caught up. I figured it out, all right?
The Ghost Lord raises one hand, skeletal fingers forming a cruel arcane sigil that pulses with ancient necrotic power. Rejorax's body jerks unnaturally as if caught in a final convulsion, and then its black-scaled chest glows as a sphere of green flame erupts outwards, revealing a writhing serpentine shape of light and shadow. The Ghost Lord speaks one word, Deltharak, and the soul shudders, resists, and then is dragged screaming into the Ghost Lord's outstretched hand. He clenches his fist and then blows on it, and it becomes smaller and more immaterial as it floats and is sucked into the phylactery in Yama's hand.
Could I try to have a reaction since I'm between this happening and the phylactery? Because I'm guessing, is it the dragon's soul?
Sure.
Could I try to, as a reaction, I'm happy to give up whatever happens next to make this reaction, to use an arcana check to try and carve off a piece of that dragon soul because I'm trying to expand my draconic powers with the
Ooh.
understanding that I have.
Interesting. Tell you what, we can do that. It's going to be a contested Arcana check with the Ghost
Sounds
Lord.
good to me.
Can Paulie put Talon, which has dragon bits, like, to help and assist?
I think. Well, I think if Killian, I think you're a
'Cause,
little
like,
bit
I guess,
far
'cause it's still, isn't
away.
it? Yeah, good point.
But I think if Killian is able to secure a dragon soul, that may certainly help. To do with your sword in the future.
Yeah.
All right, so
If I don't eat it
I
first.
just wanted to help.
yeah.
Would
Well,
Killian know
describe
about
to me
the
what you-
draconic aspects of Paulie's sword?
It's pretty obvious.
Yeah, it's definitely got like a big dragon motif.
Killian did have the sword for a while.
Yeah.
For him, it was years.
Yeah, that's right. You've spent a lot of time with it. Yeah.
I have spent a lot of time with that sword.
He keeps talking like hell was his big deal. I don't
I
know.
know,
It was
it's
a
like-
big deal, guys. Come on.
It's like 2
Would
days.
I like in that? Yeah. Would I if Paulie wants to help? Would I be like? I feel like Paulie could like hold up the sword and Killian.
Or
will,
maybe
like,
I could throw Talon at him for it.
Oh yeah, sure.
I feel like I can.
I'll
just
let you
pull the
assist
essence
this.
from it.
I'll let you assist this. Yeah. So
I just want to help him.
yeah.
That's
It's effectively the equivalent of the help action. Mechanically, you can roll with advantage, Killian, as Paulie is sort of raising that sword, raising Talon up to channel that kind of inner lightning that he has, and aid you in.
Alrighty. Where's the cat? I'm gonna pat the cat for good luck. 1 second. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Didn't roll. Come on. There we go. That is a 20. Dirty 20. It was a nat 1 and an 11.
Amazing.
The Ghost Lord rolled a 29.
Yep.
Fuck.
Oh.
Damn it.
So
Gosh.
valiant effort, Killian, but unfortunately you kind of try and get in the way, but it just sort of passes kind of around you and filters through and into the waiting phylactery, where, Yama, you feel it go ice cold in your hand as it absorbs this soul.
Killian's 100% going to watch that soul go into the phylactery and be like, I'm going to find a way to fucking steal that later. And when that phylactery gets broken, I'm stealing that soul back.
Yeah. So the soul is dragged screaming into the phylactery, and a terrible silence follows. Even the water seems to be still. the Ghost Lord regards you with lifeless eye sockets and says, "Debt satisfied, but our bargain is far from complete." And he holds out his hand to you, Yama, and says, "Deliver it. I will be bound by no mortal. I will take part in no war."
Killian kicks the radiant sword like, break it, break it.
Yeah, I really want to break it. I think we're fucked if I break it.
I think we're fucked either way.
Yeah, especially like now he has some kind of like dragon soul in his phylactery. Like this is all gonna come full circle. Like we're just gonna like have to face this guy again later. God.
So what you know is that, while you're thinking, is that this phylactery was
Yeah.
obviously taken by the Red Hand, not to control the Ghost Lord, because it was more that they were hiding it from him and saying like, we'll destroy this thing if you don't sort of help us in the southern region, right? And he wasn't necessarily committing to the invasion, but he was kind of holding the southern flank. That destroying it, won't kill the Lich, you know this, but it will prevent him from being able to reincarnate if he is defeated.
Yeah.
Didn't do a great job of defeating him the first time. So that is a spicy offering. Though there are the Sea Elves here, and in fact, I think Karu is Talzira kind of.
Oh wait, have we seen him before? I wasn't here for it.
I think you were dead at that time.
Yeah,
you were an egg.
Cool.
But yes, these guys have fought him before and lost, and escaped his lair. I mean, they did fight him in his lair, which is also tough. Just like you're fighting the dragon in his lair this time. You guys like to fight people on their own turf.
We like giving them the home ground advantage because we know we're gonna fuck them up.
Well, except that we had to run away from the Lich, but in this case, I guess we did win against the dragon. You know what? I'm really glad you talked that through with me, Dan, because.
Oh, sorry.
Oh no, you go for it.
I was gonna say, like, whilst this is happening, Karu, the Talzira, is kind of viewing you and then looking over at the Ghost Lord as well, and she offers you an ultimatum and says, "The enemy of our enemy is still our enemy. This city must be clean. No goblin, no lich, no outsiders."
Yeah.
No fascist USA. Sorry.
And at that, you see, like, in panic, like the Worm Lord, the goblin that is chilling out over there, has sort of watched all this go down, seeing his, his biggest weapon destroyed, is panicking over over out there as well. Sorry, that was just a little bit more context of the bigger sort of what's going on.
No, I love it, and Yama. He looks at the Ghost Lord. He looks across the chasm to these elves, and I think he holds up this dancing hula girl as he shouts across the chasm to these elves, and he says, "Church, you've been summoned here by my teammate, comrades. I hope you're ready to join the fight." And he snaps the hula girl in half and tosses it ineffectually towards the Lich in the water. His wrist goes, eh.
And as that happens, can I try and steal the soul again?
As it goes, like Kung Fu
And the
Panda.
soul's like, "Ooh," and I'm like, give it. It's like running around the room, like, come back.
Give me a wisdom saving throw, please, Yama.
I can do that.
I think when this happens, Karu leans into Tal Zero and is like, well, time to prove just how good a warrior you are. Let's go kill a lich.
Yeah, we've heard some good things, huh? Oh my god.
Oh,
It's a
fuck.
14. Oh, shit. I have a +9. I got a 14.
So you break it. Describe.
Uh-huh.
You summon all of your inner strength and sort of rip this thing. It takes
Yeah.
everything you've got, but you are Yama, the immovable mountain. It is an unstoppable object, this power, but you are the immovable mountain, and it breaks upon you, and you rip it and it apart and shatters.
I think this is like a team effort as Killian has just like reinvigorated Yama's aura, right? So he's like pulsing with the energy of his friend as well. So maybe that's the only reason why he's able to do this.
You take 30 psychic damage.
And Yama's unconscious. Or falls to his
And
knee.
you gain a level of exhaustion.
Okay. Add that to my list of shit. One.
Partly for breaking the phylactery, and partly because you went against the geese.
Yeah. No, that's absolutely fair.
The
Oh,
Sorry?
Sorry, I just want to jump in. How many death saves did Yama make before?
Only one.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. we got some time.
Yes.
The Ghost Lord, you can hear sort of like a bell tolling. So it's not even like a low, it's not even a growl, it's not like a howl, it's sort of like the deep sea hall of undeath just rings out in anger, but also potentially disappointment. That's the real bit that cuts.
No.
And the blood hunters, their eyes go wide as they see this happen. The relic, as you shatter it, it kind of lets out a shriek. This sort of soul-cutting noise through the water, like a psychic spear. The ambient pressure, it sort of like tightens around you as you feel that kind of backlash of psychic energy, and you once again sort of down on one knee, and you know, vision swirling, unable to kind of do anything. The phylactery shatters. The talisman, the hula dancing girl that it was, turns into black shards, and they sort of tumble into the deep, disintegrating as they fall. A cold wind, not born of the ocean, seems sort of like icy currents. It's almost like you've stepped in a cold part of the ocean. Just sort of whip around all of you, and something ancient begins to unravel. The Ghost Lord raises his scythe and says, I will have to begin reaping again, create a new. I'm going to go back into combat. Thanks
All the stress.
Thanks to your skill check and how you did, I'm going to offer you some boons. Got 5. and I'm open to ideas. I mean, I was going, because you each got one, I was going to offer you all to take a short rest, like the equivalent of a short rest, thanks to Yama and Killian kind of getting buoyed by sort of helping each other. Karu, even though you don't really want this church around you, just their presence is kind of comforting. This is a friend of yours. It's kind of giving you that second wind, right? So in this moment, and because it's cool, like this phase 2 of a boss battle now, where you've killed one Final Fantasy boss and it's turned into an even bigger, meaner boss. I'm going to give you all an opportunity to take a short rest. Yama, you're still going to have a level of exhaustion no matter what you do.
Mm-hmm.
And 1, 6. Let me say, yeah, you can all take a short rest, but because of the failures you took, I'm going to roll some dice and sort of take some damage off your health if you got to maximum, right?
Mhm.
So you're not going to go in like fully spring chicken, ready to go.
Cool.
I'm rolling every single hit dice. I have.
Oh my roll.
What the hell are they all of them?
I am at max.
Nice.
I rolled enough.
These guys. Shark can stay. And in fact, it's 8:30. Do we want to call it there, kind of on that cliffhanger, and then kind of dive straight in next week? I know it's a bit of a shorter session, but it might be a good place to
If we
stop.
go ahead though, yeah.
Because obviously the battle's going to take a while, or we can try and get like one round in and see how we go.
No, I think I kind of like to pause here.
It's a smart idea because then we go into this like fully. Let's go.
Yep.
Also, next week I think we won't be playing, or at least Dill won't be playing. So
Yes, yeah. We are traveling, spending
Yeah.
aeons in the hells. So I think that's a good spot for us to stop then, so we don't go too late. Let's. I find skeletal dragon. I mean, whoa, I'll leave that for next week.
In killer whale's stomach.
Yeah. All right, and because you had 6 failures,
Our worst skills challenge yet.
mm.
You're all going to take, except for Paulie, who I think you probably can't stomach this entirely. You're all going to take 15 damage, so you can be 15 off max. Paulie, I'll halve that for you, and you're going to take 7.
Yeah, it's good.
I didn't get anywhere near max healing, so Katie, I don't know how you did that. That was very impressive.
I had all my hit dice because I usually am pretty sparing with my hit dice, so I was able.
Yeah.
I didn't even use them all.
I had all mine too, and I
roll, but I'm still a whale as well, so like I bounced back into a whale, so I went back up to like 55, and then that damage came off the whale.
Yeah, I don't know how you didn't get all the way up, Kate. I didn't even use all my hit dice. I used like 9 of them. 10 of them.
I do have 124 hit points, but I must have rolled shit because I only got 68 back.
Fuck.
Yeah.
You got the
Holy
68,
shit.
and you plus your con
Oh, I
modifier.
didn't add. Yes, I did.
You have your
do
con
that.
modifier every level, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's just an extra 12, right?
Did the dice roll thing not work in the short rest?
Oh shit! I didn't do my.
No, it didn't work. Yeah.
Oh, weird.
How many did I use? 2, 3, 4, 7. That's
Now,
14.
Killian, are you healing your normal body, or are you healing the whale?
I'm healing my regular body.
Yeah, cool. That makes sense. Awesome.
'Cause I was at I was at 6 hit points on my regular body, and 125 on the whale.
Yeah,
It's
cool.
wild to think that I think Karu had the most hit points, and he had 32.
It's pretty tough out there. Well, before we close it out, do we want to just go around the group then and kind of describe to me the kind of state each of you are in terms of, how are you looking resolved for this battle? This is round 2 against the Ghost Lord. What is that kind of final moment as we pan across the Z Warriors before we cut to credits? Who wants to go first?
Well, Paulie once had rainbow feathers. They're just all red.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
That
no!
will happen.
I don't like that image.
Killian's like stepped back up, like he'd taken a knee in front of the sword, because when he went back into humanoid form, he was pretty close to dying. He's stood back up, grabbed the sword, put it back on his back, and now he's slowly growing back into a whale.
Excellent.
Well, Yama was also on his knees, for sure, but he, feeling reinvigorated, I think he's used his sword to kind of stand back up to his full height, rethinking his oaths. He's completely single-minded, ultra-focused. He looks truly resolved. It's not super healthy.
I like to think that Karu is sort of standing at this entrance with Tide Sunder maybe next to him and the rest of the sea elves kind of behind him, almost like a hero's pose. But I reckon he looks both exhilarated and very nervous. He's looking at the fight and getting excited about the fight, but then he's kind of looking behind him and realizing that maybe something has caught up to him, and he's kind of going well, I maybe dying in this battle, it could be a good thing.
Yeah.
He's kind of looking at it going I either die in battle or I have to face the consequences of my actions. So he's a bit I think he's just trying to focus on the present problem.
Excellent. Well, with the phylactery gone, he's obviously unanchored to the kind of hold that the Red Hand of Doom had over him, and the Ghost Lord's soul is vulnerable, but he's not dead. In fact, his desperation has only made him more dangerous. The shattered fragments of the phylactery drift like black snow through the water. Rejorax is gone, soul siphoned away. But now the Ghost Lord turns, not with gratitude, but with hollow hunger. "You've done well," he says, voice echoing through your skulls like drowned bells. "The chains of obligation that bound me are gone, but now I am free to claim what I am owed." And around you, the water kind of darkens. Ghostly tendrils rise from the depths like kelp made of memory. The chains floating around the ghost ship, seeking targets. The blood hunters ready their blades. Alzira levels her harpoon. The Ghost Lord raises his skeletal hand. The battle begins. That's where we'll leave it for this week.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Is that fun?
Absolutely.
Yes. It was awesome.
All right. Well,
On the
early.
upside, I think. Sorry to interrupt. On the upside, I think Killian could probably maybe keep Karu alive for a little bit longer just by dropping the glamour.
Oh yeah.
I could definitely draw them away for a while. Probably not a good idea, but I could do it.
Do it though. How much do you care about Karu?
I mean, with a whale heart, a lot.
Excellent. All right, we'll call it there, and we'll have a nice early night, and we'll be away next week because of people traveling through the Nine Hells, and then hopefully we're safe and returned and back, and it will feel like mere moments.
I mean, if all goes well, I'll be away until Wednesday. If all goes horrifically wrong, I'll be back before Monday.
Yeah, you'll still be here. Yeah.
I'll let you play from Gitmo, I'm sure.
I don't think they have D&D there.
I mean, to be honest, I've heard a lot of prisoners do enjoy D&D because it is a theater of the mind.
Yes, that is true. That is very true.
Anyway, all right, I'll turn it all off there. Thank you very much, everyone. Good night.